and then I got sucked into that purple fabric, and then I was in this other dimension. Hi, my name is Shane Mauss, and this is the craziest thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life. When I first started smoking DMT, I was going to these different dimensions and seeing these different beings, and I kind of thought it was all in my head. It doesn't look like that when you're in the experience, but it's how I rationalized it to myself afterwards. I would be talking with these beings that were seemingly giving me all of this information that I could never remember. And I was like, well, you need to show me something to prove that you're outside of my head. About the 20th time that I smoked DMT, I was all of a sudden in this 50s kitchen. There was a boy sat down in the kitchen. It was like he was in trouble or something, and his father wanted to tell him something, but he didn't know how. His father came up, and he just went like this. The kitchen just collapsed and deconstructed into a movie set, and it was revealed to the boy that I think was me, that he'd been living on a movie set his entire life. And then you could see the entire universe. He's taking all of this in, and then the universe just ripped open, and then there was this purple fabric behind it, and then I got sucked into that purple fabric, and then I was in this other dimension. And I was sitting there working with this guy in this other dimension that I think was me, and we had some sort of job, which is a real bummer. We were trying to figure out how to keep this portal open or this gateway open or something. We got done with work that day, and there was a carnival, and there's a Ferris wheel, and there's some guy playing a piano, and then this dancing purple gypsy woman comes out. And it's like I've known her for lifetimes. Like I've spent thousands of lifetimes with this woman, and it's just been a while since I've seen her, and we saw each other. And right away I was like, oh my God, it's so good to see you. And we caught up for a while, and then when the DMT was wearing off, she told me that everything was just going to be okay, and that all of this just keeps on repeating itself over and over again, so not to worry about it too much. We got sad that we were going to have to split up and I was going away again, and so to cheer me up, she just spun around and exploded into fractals that turned into like bats and different creatures that became everything in the universe, and then it became me, and I was everything, and then it got sucked back out, and it was just her spinning around again. She's like, see ya! And I got out of it, and I was like, okay, well that was weird. But that's DMT for you. There's always weird stuff like that happening, and you're interacting with these strange beings. The next night, I went and I gave DMT to a friend for his first time. He'd never had DMT, and I didn't want to ruin anything by sharing anything about the experience with him. I wanted to go in there fresh. So I told him, here's this bowl, just smoke it for as long as you can. So he starts smoking this bowl, and he's coughing a lot. I can't tell how many hits he's getting, and I'm encouraging to keep going, and now he's having like 8-10 hits. Is more than what I expected him to do. And he sits back and he just goes, I had too much, I had too much, I had too much. So it's a minute and a half in, and he's still going, I've had too much. And I'm thinking, he might have had too much. Then finally, he sits back, this smile comes on his face, and he is just like, oh, they love you here. And I was like, yeah, there's like a real sense of like love or going home or belonging or something. He's like, no, they love you, Shane. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he goes, there's this purple woman in here that says that she knows you really well, and she just wants you to know that she cares about you. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, I'm in this carnival, and there's this Ferris wheel, and this guy playing a piano, and there's this purple dancing gypsy woman that says that she knows you. I didn't talk for about 10 minutes, and then he got out of the experience, and I asked him about it, and he said that these little mechanical elf things scattered, and they were scared. He was scared of them. They were scared of him. When he heard my voice, they all started peeking out, and they're like,
is that Shane?
And he was like, oh, you guys know Shane? And they were like,
oh yeah, he comes in here all the time.
And that's when this purple woman came out and said that she had a message for me. I have no explanation for it. I've seen that purple woman at least 5 or 6 times. Since that, we have this strange relationship. She gets jealous of my girlfriend sometimes. And so I think I'm dating a woman in a different dimension, but I don't even ever remember her name. I'm pretty sure we've known each other for thousands of lifetimes. I have no idea what her name is, which I imagine is irritating. And then maybe that's why I'm always in trouble with her.
Tales from the